Welcome to a new segment I'm going to be doing called Thaney Reviews. And as you guessed it, I'm going to be reviewing things, and like every other review show, I'm going to be assigning random objects, purely arbitrary numbers that no one cares about. So in other words, like every other review show, I'm going to be wasting your time. But damn, I'll look good doing it. My rating system is going to be Thaneys out of 10. Because I'm a very vain person. Vain person. Now I'm going to start everything at 5, because I'm fair. And then it either loses points or gains points, so we'll see where it ends up at the end of the video. Now anyone that's been a long time viewer of the channel will recognize this. The welding table that I made. Now, it serves its purpose perfectly fine. There is nothing wrong with it. However, having the welder stationary in it is not very useful for when I'm doing big projects. Now I could make it mobile by putting casters on the bottom of it, but then it's not very stable for when I'm doing stationary projects. So it's kind of like having the shit end of the short stick while up the creek without a paddle. To solve my problem, I took myself down to Trade Tools and I picked up a Renegade 4-drawer lockable MIG welding cart. I said that right the first time. Or even if I didn't say it right the first time, no one would ever know because of the power of editing. Online, it looks pretty cool, and for that, it gets +1 Thaney, so currently it's 6 out of 10. Unfortunately, it shows up flat packed in 2 separate boxes, and thus loses 2 points. Alright, let's get this open. It comes with keys. That's a plus. I mean, it's not plus a point, but it's a plus. Oh, I can see the head. It's chromatic. Push, push, push. Okay, box of drawers. It's advertised as having 4 drawers, and 4 drawers it has, so it stays at the same score it was before. And on to the next one. Yep. It's a bit of a smashed box. It's okay, we can still love it. Now remember kids, it doesn't matter where the box has been, just as long as when you have it, no one else gets inside. Okay, overly complicated diagram that I think aliens drew. Got a piece of metal, piece of paper, foam, wheels. I'm not gonna throw the wheels. My shattered hopes and dreams. Nope. Chains and bolts. But chains and bolts excite me. So I have no idea how this goes together. Alright, this has holes in it, so I think this is the bottom. Right, let's treat this like my life and try to put it back together. Oh, nuts. Put the washer on the nut and then you do it up. Did they at least give you a spanner to hold out with this? No spanner. IKEA does it better. But because I'm not completely inept, I have my own spanners. Alright, now we need to put the uprights on. And this is a very special process. You shouldn't just give anyone your uprights. It takes a special kind of something to deserve your uprights. Like wearing a low-cut top in a nightclub. It's pretty much what you need. Damn it, I didn't wash her under my nuts. Alright, now that my uprights are erect, I've got to stick in the box. But not the big box, the small box. It's more of a shelf than a box, but do this with only 2 hands when it really requires 10. It's always wash your nuts. The back of this tray is flat, and the back of the shelf is flat, which means that this hole here and this hole here don't actually line up. Thanks, Obama. Alright, what's next? Looks like the cable brackets. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3 cable brackets. I only have 2 places to mount a cable bracket. How high were they when they designed this? I should probably wait till I put the wheels on before I casted my vote on whether or not this is a good product. Ooh. Wanna know what makes me even more of an idiot? This is meant to go here. There we go, now I've got it right. Okay, so it is that hot in Brisbane that my camera just fried. So I've managed to get it working again, and also in the meantime, I managed to read the instructions correctly and get this put together. But until it actually has the welder on it, this is just a mobile set of drawers. So I should probably move that to here, and then see if that and this can move from here to the rest of there. There we go. There we go. It's your home now. Oh God, you're a dirty girl. The gas feed can hang there because there's currently no gas. And the MIG torch can hang there. When it's all set up, it looks pretty nice and snazzy. Plus 4 Thaneys for looking good. Let's review the storage. The top shelf holds an entire pair of MIG and TIG gloves. That's 2 pairs of gloves. And a gas regulator. But the storage in the drawers is where it really comes into its own. You want to store an entire jar of Vegemite? You bet it can be stored. You want beans? Stored. You want welding imports? Stored. You want the truth? Stored. So, I may or may not have completely lost track of how many Thaneys that was, but through the magic of editing, it was this many Thaneys. I feel like now that I've wasted your time, if you're still watching, I should actually offer a proper review of the product. And the Renegade Industrial 4-drawer MIG welding trolley for 160 bucks, approximately. It's what you'd expect. The design is flawed, the assembly not easy, but the end product, very usable, very useful. And when you consider the fact that if you wanted to build something like that yourself from scratch, you would be spending about a minimum of 150 bucks on a sheet of steel anyway. But the fact that it comes prefab, ready to assemble, put together in about 2 hours. Yes, it's embarrassing that it took me 2 hours. No, you may not tell anyone. If you're a hobbyist, it's well worth the buy. Because it'll give you mobility, you'll get around the garage, you won't be anchored in one spot if the welder was, on the ground. And I really don't want to think of how much effort it would take to pick the welder up and carry it around the garage with you. If you want it, head to Trade Tools, pick it up. It's worth the money. Anyway, like and subscribe. Comment on whether or not you like apples. And give me your name so I can weld 100 names into this fucking plate. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out that video. Like and subscribe.